Hello, everyone. Welcome to this DEI update. I'm James Milan. DEI, as you know, is diversity, equity, and inclusion. And today I get to speak to Tim Ross, who is our town's ADA coordinator. We'll find out what that means in just a minute or two. But of course, we want to talk to you about a couple of ADA projects that you're working on, as well as the Arlington Reads Together program that you're partnering with the library around. And I know we've got something to talk about there as well. But before we dive into that, since it's the first time we get to officially be talking to you, Tim, why don't you give us a little background on what your job is, what Arlington's ADA coordinator in fact does?
Yeah, absolutely. So as the ADA coordinator, I am part of the DEI team, obviously. I really am a resource for folks in the town to connect them with ADA services, report on ADA violations, things like that. Also, I'm sure as you know, the town completed the self-evaluation transition plan a few years ago. So a big part of the document, the departments in the town, recreation, HHS, DPW, and sorting out what has already been completed and how do we prioritize everything else that's in the document as well.
Great. And in addition to your role as ADA coordinator, are there specific projects you're working on you'd like to share with us today?
Yeah, so with the reservoir being, having all that renovation construction done, working on securing funding for 2 floating beach wheelchairs. So that would give folks who are wheelchair users access to actually get in and enjoy the reservoir as well. The recreation department actually purchased a Moby mat, which is a rubber mat that allows wheelchairs to go travel across sand. So really excited about that. We're also working with Top Soccer, which is a soccer program for disabled youth, to get them some funding for some equipment and things for the season this spring.
Great. And, you know, I know that one of the bodies in town that you're going to be working most closely with, of course, is the Disability Commission. And I believe they're celebrating an anniversary this year. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, so it is the 30th anniversary of the Disability Commission. So this year, the Arlington Library has selected Judy Heumann's Being Human book. We're going to partner with them on March 16th at 6 p.m. The Disability Commission panel discussion. We're going to have some members of the commission, as well as residents in Arlington, talk about their experiences living, working in Arlington as a disabled person, and also kind of highlight some of the work that the commission has done over the years.
Yeah, and let's talk a little bit more about that Arlington Reads Together program, which, as you've already cited, is kind of centers around Being Human, a work by disabled, or a book, excuse me, by disabled activist Judy Heumann. And just tell us a little bit more about how that partnership came together and what the events are that we can be looking forward to.
Sure. So unfortunately, not sure if you saw this over the weekend. Yes. Judy did pass away, unfortunately. Very obviously shocked and saddened to hear that. So I know that the event that they had planned with her to come speak probably going to be reworked a little bit. I imagine kind of more as a tribute and kind of a review as her work as an advocate. But there's plenty of other events all month at the library. There's going to be book clubs, our events as well, and I believe some performances as well.
Great. You know, we'll obviously, yeah, I was familiar with that news. I, in fact, am fortunate to be moderating a conversation that will now be taking a different form, I think, on the 19th of March, but I'm looking forward to it one way or the other. Yes, thanks for sharing that information with us. Is there anything that we have missed?
I think that's everything. Obviously, a lot of work that was happening last month that Jill spoke to, the equity audit, obviously still ongoing, figuring out how do we implement that going forward in the town. But yeah, that's all from my world, at least for now.
Great. And just a reminder to our audience that our next DEI update, which will feature actually the third member of the DEI team now, Teresa Marzilli, who is the Outreach and Engagement Coordinator, or Community Outreach, I should say, and Engagement Coordinator for the town under the DEI auspices, will be joining us for the next DEI update. But Tim, I want to really thank you for taking the time today. And best of luck with the various events coming up in March and thereafter. We'll be talking to you regularly, I'm sure.
Thanks so much, James. Appreciate it.
All right. So I have been speaking for this DEI update with Tim Ross, who is the ADA coordinator in town. We do appreciate Tim's time. He's a busy man. And we appreciate yours as well. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.